welcome to Dad Life According to Rick. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you are currently following, welcome back. Um, so, I wanted to do an intro to Dad Life According to Rick because when I first started the page, I initially did it about a year ago, and then I didn't make any videos after that. So I kind of just want to do like a re-intro to those that don't know my story, kind of know what Dad Life According to Rick is all about. And so that's basically what um, this video will be about. So we're gonna get it going. That Life According to Rick, basically, when I first came up with the idea of the page, um, was to basically help single fathers because I myself at one point was a single father um, for about 7 to almost 8 years, raising a son and a daughter. And so I wanted to basically help single dads that were out there, to basically just share my experiences. I know it's a little more on the personal side, but I figured that, somebody can relate to my story or, similar to what I went through, and whatever my experiences could possibly help them out. So that's basically why I created That Life According to Rick. But as time has progressed and I've been making more videos, I've basically I've just want to help parents in general, that have questions or need advice, and I try to help them to the best of my ability, based on my experiences. So that's basically the general objective of my page. So to give you a backstory, I'm 38, and I have 4 kids. My oldest son is Andy. He's 21. Um, he's not my biological son, but he blood couldn't make us any closer. I raised him since he was 2 months old, and he is my son and daughter, little Ricky and Kiana's older brother. Um, and so, I've always considered him my own. And little Ricky and Kiana have lived with me past 11 years. How did I become a single dad raising 2 kids on my own? Well, um, there's a lot that goes into it. So I'm going to try to dumb it down as much as I can. But, you know, growing up, I was raised by my grandmother. God rest her soul. She was my everything, and she gave me all the love in the world unconditionally. She raised me to be the man that I am today, and I owe it all to her. My parents were in my life, but the dynamics with both my parents was totally different. Um, and unfortunately, I don't have a relationship with both my parents currently. I have a strange relationships with both of them. But with that being said, when I was younger, I made a promise to myself that the day that I ever had kids, I would always be there for them no matter what. Um, I wanted to be different from my parents, because just growing up, it was totally different, the dynamics, like I said. Um, and my grandmother had always taught me, like I said, to always love and be the best man that I can. So that was what I wanted to do for my kids the day that I had kids. So when it came to that, the relationship with me and their mother was very different, and so eventually we ended up splitting up. Um, little Ricky and Kiana were about 2 and 3 years old, and it was just a lot that happened through those times. So fast forward, um, had gotten into some legal issues where she was gonna be incarcerated and do some time. So at that point, I was living in New York. I was in a relationship and I was getting ready to have my youngest daughter, Layla. Um, and that situation had came about. The kids were staying with their grandmother on their mother's side, and she called me one day and was telling me, "Listen, this is what's going on. I need you to come and take responsibility for your kids because um, there's no way that I can take care of all three of them, meaning my oldest son Andy and little Ricky and Kiana. So I couldn't just get up and leave. Like I literally had to come up with a game plan to then move. And I had a life already in New York. I was working at the job at the airlines, and so all of this started happening, and my fatherly instincts was like, listen, I gotta get up and leave. And it was difficult because I was getting ready to have another child, and I wasn't gonna be there for her, but little Ricky and Kiana needed me even more. I knew that Layla was gonna be good with her mom, and so I ended up leaving New York. I moved to Massachusetts. I got this rinky dink 1 bedroom apartment for me and the kids. Um, I did not know how to cook. I did not know how to do hair. Like it was just like a whole new learning experience for me, with both the kids, and because Andy wasn't legally my biological son with me, so he ended up staying with his grandmother. Um, but my relationship with their grandmother is like non-existent. So she fed me this song and dance like that she would help me out with the kids, and that I wouldn't be alone in this situation. I didn't have any family um, out here in Massachusetts. All my family lives in Miami and in New York. Everybody's spread out. But anyways, I had to do what I had to do for my kids. So we had this 1 bedroom apartment. Um, their grandmother helped me get like bunk beds for them. So I gave the kids the room, um, and I was sleeping on the couch in the living room for many years. We lived in this little 1 bedroom, up until um, we live in the apartment where we live now, which is a 3 bedroom. Everybody needed their rooms, especially Miss Kiana, because she was a girl, and it just happened to play out perfect timing because when we moved into this apartment, they were already like preteens and whatnot, so it couldn't have happened at a better time. But the first year was super adjusting. It was a huge adjustment period. I had always been a part of the kids' lives, even from a distance, and I would come visit them whenever I could. I was all over the place. I was living in New York and Miami, Virginia. Like I was all over the place, just trying to get my life together and whatnot. But when I finally got the kids, um, I had to like basically be a full time dad, and it was something that was super huge for me because I had no experience in it. Apart from when they were a lot younger, when they were first born up until the age of 3, and coming to visit them, I didn't have any full time experience with them. So it was a huge adjustment for them and for me as well. Just there was a lot of nights where I would be sad and like probably depressed, but I had to stay strong for them, and they helped me get through it. Just seeing them being happy, and just it was good. Like it was good just seeing them happy and being there with them full time. I had missed them. I had missed out a lot while I was gone. So I was kind of like a do over for me. So like I felt really good to just be there for them, and it was awesome. We got to know each other all over again, and I want to say like it kind of brought me back to life because at that moment in time, like I want to say, no, I want to say in a dark place, but like, I have missed out on them so much, like, being apart from them for so long. And, you know, just being able to get that do over, like, it made me feel good. So I knew that I was gonna do things right with them this time around, and here we are today, and my son little already graduated from high school. Kiana, hopefully, with this remote learning and everything, she'll graduate in the fall, and well, in the spring, and then hopefully she'll be off to college. So it's been a long journey, and it's very rewarding for me because I see how my kids have turned out, and they're great kids. They drive me crazy, and sometimes if I had hair, I would have pulled it out, but they're great kids. They don't really get into trouble like that, and I'm thankful for that. And I guess it has to do with me being there and being on top of them and making sure that they're doing things the right way. So that's just my little intro. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Um, Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little story, and I'll talk to y'all soon.